Hey, what's up, and welcome to a special edition of Speak Life Radio with Quan59. I'm your host, Quan59, right here on GorillaCross.com, Gorilla Cross Radio. The Gorilla Cross app, we're on every Gorilla Cross social media page, so anywhere on social media, find us at Gorilla Cross, and follow me at Quan59 on all social media as well. I'm going live today at a weird time because I have a special guest live in the studio. She's out here doing a show in Vegas, and it's the homie. Known each other for a long time, so we're just gonna jump right into it. Got my girl all the way from Huntington Park, California. SILVANDGOLD, what's good?
Woo! What's good,
I'm gonna
Mark?
call you Gabby.
Call me
because
Gabby.
I knew you were gonna call me Mark.
Oh.
I knew you were gonna do that.
I'm so sorry.
No, I knew you were gonna do that.
Okay. So are we going by our government names
No.
then? Okay. Quan, what
Yeah,
up?
what's up? SILVANDGOLD. Man, I knew you were gonna do that.
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
I met you as Mark.
Some people know my name. How?
Okay,
though?
I'm sorry. I don't know. Facebook
I don't
a
think
long
so.
time ago.
I think you just kept pushing my real name.
No.
Even though
Facebook,
everyone called me Quan.
no.
Yes.
There was a time on Facebook where you had your real name and then Quan in the middle and then your last name,
Yes,
which
so that was
weird.
in the middle. So the middle was
And so I
the
kind
name
of
you go by.
It's the first name that stuck out to me, so I'm like that's his name.
And
I'm
that's
sorry.
why I had to start another Facebook
That's
and
why?
do that. Yeah.
Because of that?
Yeah, because I didn't want people calling me my real name
I didn't know that.
or
I'm
knowing
sorry.
my real name.
I'm sorry about that.
Like I use it to be a personality, not to,
You know what? I feel bad now.
Don't feel bad.
I'm really sorry.
Why you feel bad?
I almost said your name again. Okay, Quan. Quan.
Quan.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. I'm glad you're here. You are here to do a show tonight
Yes.
in Vegas. I saw the flyer on Instagram. I'm like, you better come through because I think you've been in Vegas before.
No.
Are you sure?
I mean, I've been in Vegas a bajillion times.
No, I'm talking
but
about without coming to see us.
No. The last
So
time
the last time you were in Vegas,
I was with you and I was with
are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've seen you
Nope.
pull through Vegas.
Not even. Nope. The very last time I was in Vegas, I was here with you. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I believe you.
So there you go.
All right. There you go. That was like 3 years ago?
2 years
2
ago.
years ago?
2019.
Okay.
Like the first quarter of 2019.
All right. And we went to that taco shop that is no longer there.
Aw.
The pandemic, killed a lot of stuff. But, yeah.
You want to know something weird?
Yeah.
I came to Vegas the day after Nipsey Hussle passed away.
That's right.
The day
Wow.
he passed away, I heard about it. Everybody was like really sad, and I caught a flight. Yes, I flew to Vegas from Los Angeles. I don't want to talk about it. People keep making fun of me when I say that. They're like, "Oh, you're so bougie." I'm like, "No, wait a minute. The flights are cheap, okay?" But anyway,
It's cheaper than gas.
yeah.
And you get there a lot quicker.
Yeah. It depends how long you wait before you buy a ticket, obviously. If you wait a long time, then they're expensive.
Yeah.
If you buy anyway.
Well, and I flew my daughter out here a couple weeks ago, and it was, I got tickets a month in advance for a $100 round trip.
Not bad.
And gas money would have been more than that. Plus all the time you're taking going back and forth. So
But I'm here now. And
You're
the
here
last
now?
time I was here, it was 2 years ago.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Once again.
And we were in a much smaller studio last time.
yeah.
Upgraded a little bit. You actually
Super.
recorded some music in my studio. You don't like it though, right?
What are you
Do
talking
you?
about?
I don't know.
I love all my music.
Because I don't like the first music I ever made.
You don't?
Like I appreciate it because you get to listen to it, and I was recording in a closet though. I put clothes all around me. That was my booth. I had a boom box that had a microphone in it. I had another boom box that played the CD
Wow.
or tape
That's crazy.
to
Tape.
play the beat, and I was just recording everything, the beat and my vocals in that little microphone in my closet.
That's wild.
What
What year was that?
93?
Wow.
94?
That's wild.
I still have that tape somewhere, but you couldn't even hear what I was saying because I didn't know how to articulate. Well, before you hear
Yeah,
yourself, you
no.
don't know how you sound. And
I totally relate
yeah.
to that. Yeah.
And I'm like, I sound like that in real life? I
Yeah.
was mumbling and everything.
Yeah.
Just don't even know. So,
OG mumbler.
But you were good right away, though. You weren't.
I
you weren't
was
mumbling.
okay. I mean, I wasn't mumbling, but I was still a rookie. And I
Yeah.
think when you hear my first EP, you compare it to my first album, or you compare it to my recent singles, for example, you can see the growth. I think you can see the growth.
And I think any independent artist, you should be able to see the growth between the time they first start and the time they, where they're at now, their second or third, project.
Yeah, it's very rare
even
to be dope right away.
Yeah, even the mainstream people you hear on the radio, you're like, oh, Jay-Z's first album was so dope. he started off dope. No, he did a lot of stuff before that and probably made a whole bunch of whack music before he became dope, you know?
Yeah.
And I think with anything you do, you know, even basketball players, you were bad at one time. LeBron James was not great once, you know? So I think that's with everything you do, you know, it's always a craft. And I think people don't see the work. They don't see the progression people put in. They just see where you're at right now when they met you. And they don't see that it took a long time to get to that point, you know?
It did, for sure.
So what got you into rapping? Because when I first met you, you were like a rap fan. We met at like
crazy.
Christian concerts, and I can't even remember when we met.
Facebook.
I don't think so. I really think we met in real life. When I was managing Jay Givens, we were at a lot of events in California, and I know I had to meet you in real life before that.
I don't remember. I remember meeting you in Facebook. Like, I remember just going on your Facebook because you were like you had a hip hop podcast type thing, and you used to promote artists that I used to listen to, that I still listen to. And so obviously I was like, well, who's this, you know, Quan person? What is this Gorilla Cross Speak Life stuff? So that's how we became friends on Facebook. Okay. So it's Facebook.
But I swore we met in real life at one of the shows.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I remember just Facebook.
Okay.
That's all I remember, Facebook.
Right.
And then eventually
So you just don't remember meeting me in real life?
I mean, obviously I met you in real life eventually.
I mean, before that?
No, Facebook.
Okay.
And then eventually we met
We'll stick to your story then. Facebook.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure it was at a church somewhere.
Probably.
During
I don't know.
Concert. So no, I don't know.
I don't know, but okay, so we don't know how we met.
We don't know how we met. We just know that we met.
We met eventually, and we knew each other for a long time.
Yeah. And now we're friends.
And he didn't know that I was rapping.
Well, you weren't rapping at the time, right? Or were you kind of secretly behind the scenes making music?
I was in the closet about my rapping.
Okay. So when did you get out of the closet about your rapping, and what made you pursue it as something like, this is actually what I want to do? I want to do shows. I want to make music and actually record, compared to just, you know, because everyone does stuff at home where they're, you know, doing whatever to as a hobby. So when did it get to that point where you wanted to do more than just a hobby?
Well, first of all, do you remember when I told you that I wanted to rap?
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Was that in Long Beach?
We were in Long Beach.
Yeah.
Do you remember your reaction?
What was my reaction?
Your reaction was like, what? You were very surprised.
Because I knew you were a fan. And I knew you told me before that you sang in church, and you did worship for a long time in church. We talked about that. But yeah, I didn't. Yeah. You know, because you see people at shows and as a fan of the music.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, it did catch me off guard.
What started? We were just talking about that a few minutes ago before we went on the air. When Effecto passed away, it really left it was just really like a sort of like an awakening.
I'm talking about DJ Effecto. He was the DJ for Humble Beast and Propaganda, and you know, just a good friend of ours.
Yeah, for sure. A real good friend, a real humble, genuine dude. And when he passed away, it was sort of like I think it was like kind of like a realization for a lot of people that knew him, because it happened. It was just so suddenly, and you know, all we had were our memories of him and what he was doing. And I think we just I'm speaking for myself. I became really, really inspired to try and pursue something that I've always wanted to pursue, because I was thinking about Effecto and what he was doing. Yeah. He was pursuing like so many things at once. He was a chef, you know, he was a DJ, he was making beats. He was into shoes, and he was a photographer. I'm like, he does it all, my goodness. And so he was just an example of somebody who was living his best life. Yeah. And so when he passed, I said, what am I doing with my life? Like, am I going to continue to just be kind of like scared? And
you guys had connected shortly before that, right?
Yeah. We became friends like a few months before he passed. Yeah. And we became close friends. Like, he was just a really genuine, cool guy.
You already knew Junior, right, Zombiac?
Yes, I knew Junior for some time now, yeah.
Because I remember when me and Effecto, we were hanging out in Long Beach, and we were talking about that, because I think me and you had just hung out earlier. We went to breakfast, then I met up with him. And then I think me and you met up again later that night after you got off work or whatever. But we had talked about that, and I told him, like, hey, I was kicking it with one of my friends that we've known each other for a long time on social media. Yeah. And you know, I think he added you or something like that right then and there.
He did. He added me right away.
Yeah.
And then we just became friends. And then he would tell me about hip hop events in LA. Yeah. he'd be like, oh, this is happening in LA. And I'd be like, oh, cool. Are you going to be there? He's like, no, I can't be there. I have to work, but you should go.
Yeah.
And so I was like, cool. So I would go to these events because he would just share a bunch of stuff with me. And you want to know something funny? I met One Below at one of the events that he told me about. And Effecto, he didn't go because he had to work, but I went and I met One Below, and it was at the Fat Beats grand opening in LA. And ever since then, One Below became a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know who One Below is. He was part of a group called Binary Star in the 90s. And I grew up listening to him. So obviously I was a fan, and I met him there, and now I have like One Below in my next album, you know? And,
oh, that's crazy.
And it was because of Effecto, because he told me to go to that event, and I was by myself, and I just became acquainted with people, and it's great.
So you just networked your way around to doing events out there and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So you decide you want to rap, you decide you want to start recording some music.
Yeah.
And then you start doing events, and is that kind of how you did it? Just going to different events and networking like that?
Okay, well, I wanted to do it. I knew that, I don't mean to be cocky, but you know what you have to offer, you know what you could bring to the table.
Yeah.
And so when I wanted to finally do it, I knew that I was cool. I was dope for the most part. You know, I know that I was a rookie and I didn't know how to upload any music and stuff like that, but I knew what I had to offer, and so I was just really hungry. And so I was just like, I started to attend local shows, right? Of course, I started to attend the shows with bigger artists, of course. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would go see Dilated Peoples and stuff and KRS-One, but I would also go to shows that were like local, where local artists were doing their own shows. Mm-hmm. I wanted to go. I saw it on social media. I wanted to go. And when I would go to these local shows with these local artists, I'm going to be completely honest, I was not always very impressed. I was like, okay.
With the show itself, or with the artists?
The performers. Okay. Some of the performers were okay. Some of the performers were really, really whack. And so I was thinking, okay, I see these people, these dudes performing on stage. Their name is on the flyer. I'm not impressed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could do better. Straight up. And so one time I went to a local show, and they had an open cypher.
Yeah.
So I got on the open cypher. Right?
Did you freestyle? You just spit something written?
It was something written.
Okay.
Right? And because I saw the people that were in the open cypher, and they really weren't impressing me, and I said, you know what, come on. So I went on the open cypher.
And was it other females in there too, or just
there
dudes?
were some females, but they were mostly men.
Okay.
I mean, there's always mostly men when it comes to hip hop. So yeah, there was like one or two females, but they were mostly men. And so I got on the open cypher, and everybody was impressed. They recorded me. They put the performance on social media. I got a mad amount of followers, and suddenly I started to get booked for local shows, even though I didn't have any music out. I didn't even have an artist name.
Wow.
So when they were asking me for my artist name, I was like, ooh, I don't know.
Gabby.
Call me Gabby.
Call me Gabby.
And I actually just ended up using my Instagram name as my artist name, and it's stuck.
Yeah.
And so that
works.
And after that, I started to just meet people, you know, and be acquainted with people. And I also got rejected.
But you're a good
lot.
networker too. You're not really shy, or you don't appear to be shy.
I don't appear to be shy, but I kind of am. Yeah, a little bit.
But you're at these events, you're meeting people, and you decide to make a EP, right?
Eventually I went to the Celebration of Life event, the Effectos Celebration of Life event, and that was a great event, by the way. And I got reacquainted with the people that I some of them I've never met in person. I was just friends with them on social media. So at this event, I met them in person. And then some of them, I already knew them, and it was nice to see them again. 12.
Okay.
12 was somebody that I had never met.
And you had met him in...
I had never met him in person. I just was friends with him on social media, and then I met him in person at the Celebration of Life event. And you were somebody that I already met in person. Yeah. So I saw you there again, too. And it was just, and it was nice. It was very...
It was a dope event, too.
It was very inspiring. It's a very inspiring event, you know. And when I met 12 there, we hung out. Me, you, and 12, remember? And then that's when we were talking about music, and that's when he offered to give me beats. Yeah. And I was in no position to turn down any beats, especially from somebody that was cool, somebody that I trusted, somebody that was, you know, a nice guy and talented and stuff. So I said,
they didn't have any other intentions, like, you know,
somebody that wasn't weird,
just
exactly.
To make music with you, yeah.
Yes, exactly. Because in the past, to be honest, I mean, when I finally realized that I wanted to do this, I realized, you know what, I need production, I need beats. Yeah. because I could use the YouTube beats to practice, but I really can't put no music out with this, right?
Yeah.
So I would just use YouTube beats to practice, but I knew I couldn't do much. And so I did get turned down by some producers that I would meet at shows. They were like, I don't know you. Like, I'm not going to give you no beats. And I'm just like, I understand. I completely understand. So when I met 12 at the Celebration of Life event and he offered to, like, you know, help me with my EP, I said, yes, absolutely, you know? And so he started sending me beats through the internet, you know?
Yeah,
and I would like some, I wouldn't like some, et cetera, and I would write to some. And then eventually when I was done writing to 5 songs, I said, I'm ready to record, but I don't have a place to record. I told him. So he's like, well,
a rapper with no studio.
I had nothing. I don't have a place to record. And I didn't really want to go to anybody's studio to record because I didn't know nobody like that, you know? So anyway.
Well, especially being a female artist. I mean, singer, rapper,
can't go by myself.
Anything. You can't go by yourself. It's hard to trust.
If you know, you know.
Exactly.
Can't go by yourself.
And girls will do it sometimes not knowing. They think everyone's intentions are pure and just want to make music. Mm-hmm. And you being a pretty girl, it's like you probably get a lot of, you know, people reaching out for the wrong reason.
Oh, yeah. That happened.
Acting like they want to help. And then when it comes time to actually make music, you know, they're trying to make moves instead.
That totally happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. That had happened to me, like, in the past. So when I told 12 I needed a place to record, he's like, well, then you could come to Las Vegas to record and Juan can record you.
And I didn't even know that.
And he didn't even ask you.
Because he knew.
So I showed up and I was like, surprise, you're going to record me. And you did. Thank you, Juan, by the way.
How many tracks did we do?
We did 4.
Because we didn't record the whole EP, right?
No, we did 4. I recorded one of them in LA.
Yeah.
No, I recorded 2 in LA.
2 in LA.
2 in LA, and I recorded 3 with you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Thank you, by the way.
You're welcome.
3 and was it 3 in 2 days?
Do you still owe me tacos for that or what?
No, I
can't
paid
remember.
you.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Man, we hooked you up.
I can't remember.
We hooked them up. We did. We took them to eat like breakfast, lunch, and
dinner.
dinner.
We ate a lot.
We spoiled you.
We ate a lot.
We spoiled you.
It was good. I mean, tacos are the key to my heart. You know.
Vegan food. Remember that? That vegan food was fire.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah. No, we went there too. We
went
went everywhere.
We went to 3 different restaurants, I believe, and you brought a friend. I remember. I forget his name. Tall guy.
I don't remember.
I forget his name. I have him on Instagram, but he came with us too. It was nice meeting people.
Yeah.
So thank you for recording me. Juan, my first EP.
The first EP.
Yes,
I got to
you helped
play a part in that.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Listen to it.
Dope.
And then listen to this new stuff.
And what's the name of that? The first EP?
First EP is called Catch the Kite, and it was entirely produced by 12 and Quan.
She did it again.
Quan engineered 3 songs.
Cool.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So you can find that. Is that out on?
Yes. It's on everywhere. Spotify. It's even on SoundCloud, actually. That's the only project I have on SoundCloud.
Okay.
It's on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. It's called Catch the Kite. I have 2 Spanish tracks in there, and it's a really cool EP. It's so edgy. It's so cool. It's some of my first stuff that I really wrote to record. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just a poem. Yeah. It was like, I'm going to write this to a beat. This is the first time I'm going to write this to a beat with an intention to put it out. So that's that.
So the first thing you make, your first music you're actually putting out there, giving to the public. What was that like when you finished everything and now you're putting it out online and saying like, yo, here I am. Here's my music.
Then came the promotion, like to promote it,
yeah.
Which is a whole different task. Artists, you know what I'm talking about. It's not just about recording, uploading it, and putting it out. Now you have to, okay, what are you going to do with it now? You know what I'm saying? Are you going to just put it out and it's going to just sit there? Or are you going to try to do something else? Are you going to promote it? Are you going to perform it? What's next? You know? Yeah. And so that's where I was at after that, promoting and performing it. And then Struck came along.
So what did you learn from that first album, recording for the first time? You know, that's your first time in the booth, really making music, working with a producer and all that stuff. What did you learn from that time until the second project when you decide, okay, I want to keep creating, I want to make something else? What was your biggest learning experience between that and now moving forward?
My learning experience? Well, that's the thing. Catch the Kite, my first EP, came out, I believe it was August 1st. And then 3 months later, I put out an entire album, which is the Gabi Guerrero LP, 3 months later. So I put the EP out, and then I went back to work, and then I put an album out. and it was just a weird, wild, woo, time for me, you know. And so a lot of doors opened up for me after that, like interviews and shows, and I got to open up for the Far Side and stuff just because the promoter liked me. Like, it was just like, cool, this is who you are, come on and perform. And I was like, you know, so it was dope. And I don't know, I guess consistency. Don't force anything. It shouldn't feel like work. If it does feel like work, you probably shouldn't be doing it. It didn't feel like work to me. It came natural.
Have fun doing it. I think that's the biggest thing I see. You know, I've been engineering for 20 plus years, so seeing people in the studio back then recording and making music and creating, it felt more creative back then, right? And now when I record people, it feels like they're trying to make a hit. They're trying to do something, you know, they're trying to create what they're already hearing that's popular, or something that got you know, recognized on TikTok or Instagram, and they want to recreate what's already been done because they want that popularity instead of just creating their own art. That's
so interesting how you say that.
And I think so many people do that these days that they're not having fun doing this. They're trying to do it. I need to make something that I know is going to get likes or maybe go viral. Everyone's trying to make something to go viral instead of having fun. And the funny thing is, I think people that have fun make the best music anyways, you know, and it's more creative. So I think that's good that you had fun in that process, you know, doing that, because I see that all the time.
I think you're the best example of, like, I guess you would know something like that. You are not, because you do, like you said, you've been doing this for so long. You've seen so many artists come and go. And so you're right. Like, I feel like it is sort of like, I just need one song. I just need one hit song. I just want to go viral. I just want to, you know, they are looking to the right and to the left and see what else everybody's doing, and they want to do it too. And they're afraid to be individuals. You know what I'm saying? They want to just, like, and so I totally, it's weird, but
Because people now are so into numbers, and we live in this social media world where it's me. I need to, you know, if I don't get enough likes on my Instagram post, I'm probably going to take it down. If I don't get enough hits on my YouTube, I might take that down. And you know, people just mentally are disturbed by
it's not the same.
That, and you're not able to create the same way because you need this attention. And if you don't get it, you know, you don't think you're good enough because this person got this certain amount, you know. And my thing is, some of the greatest people I know right now are people with not a lot of following. Like, so, you know, some of the people I get stuff from, as far as, you know, speaking into my life, are people that aren't going viral, you know. And everybody thinks they have to go viral now to be somebody. Yeah. And you don't have to do that.
It's a numbers game.
Exactly. And you can touch more people on an individual level outside of social media, and people are so stuck in, you know, the numbers game, like you said.
Yeah. And so I think that's what happened when I went from my first EP to my first album, you know. I realized that this is cool. This is dope. I can do this. And if the beats are dope, I'm having fun. And so I put out an entire album 3 months later, dude. I didn't start recording 3 months later. I put it out 3 months later.
So how long, and we got it right here, Gabby
Guerrero LP.
Yeah, you can say that better. I
can't
roll my
R's.
I still can't, we've talked about that before.
Wait, are you sure?
Yeah, I can't do it. Okay. There it is. 11 tracks on here, right?
Yes.
All right. So 3 months, not just to record, but to record, get a producer, put it out.
It was, I put the Catch the Kite EP out August 1st, and then I put out Gabi Guerrero LP November 16th, I believe.
Wow.
It was out.
Okay, so explain the process of this, because you obviously, to do that, need a lot of help in the background.
Yeah.
Producing a record like this. So explain that.
Oh, man, it's a weird story. So weird. So my EP came out. I promoted it, right? And then people were listening to the EP, and people were liking the EP, and they were like, okay, this is cool. Spanish, English, lo-fi stuff. One of the persons that was listening to my EP and who was impressed was Destruct.
Okay.
You know,
and we have him in the studio right now. Destruct, what's good, bro?
What's up, bro?
Nice to finally meet you. I've seen you all over social media for the last couple of years.
I appreciate it, man. How you doing?
Good, man. Good. So you've helped her out. You helped, get this project out. What was that like when you first heard her music? How were you introduced to her music?
I saw the freestyle vid. She was talking about the cypher she jumped in. And I was really impressed.
Yeah.
I heard her hunger, I heard her steez, I heard the bilingualness, and I was like, yo, this is someone that could really bring something to the table. And to be honest, the quality of the video wasn't even that good. So I wasn't attracted at all by her appearance. Because I've been executive producing and working behind the scenes for a decade plus besides my own solo endeavors. So that was never an issue, regardless of gender or whatever people are into, wherever they coming from. I'm here to work with them. So when I heard her, I heard the fire. And when I heard the EP, don't get me wrong, it was cute, but I knew we could make something sexy. And I don't mean that in a literal sense. I meant like,
no, you want to hype it up more. You want to get it to where this is cool. This is a good start.
It's a good appetizer.
Now let's go up here.
Let's go to the full course meal. And I knew I had an array. I was just blessed to have an array of production from producers around the world that I knew in my heart that it was gonna just vibe with her steez. I just knew it was gonna make sense. It was gonna mesh. And when those worlds collided, I mean, the first time she came through, it was like 5 tracks in one night, or
three tracks that first night we recorded. I recorded 3 tracks.
She came ready, man.
Wow.
She came guns blazing. So the proof's in the pudding. And 3 months later, I think we made a solid debut that I believe time will tell, but it's gonna be considered a classic. Honestly, I think she really let people know what time it is, and capturing that moment in time where her head was at and everything, and
And so what was it like for you to be able to connect and have somebody that was excited to work?
It was kind of okay. Like, it was weird.
And were you hesitant at first?
I wasn't.
Okay.
I wasn't hesitant because I was hungry.
Yeah.
I was ready. And so when he hit me up and he like asked me to collab, I said, yeah, I'm down. Because I already knew who he was.
Mm-hmm.
I already heard his music. I seen him on stage before, and he was super dope. So when somebody that you look up to is hitting you up like to collab, I was like, yeah. And then he sent me a beat like an hour later on my email or something like that. I heard it and I started to write to it right away.
Yeah.
And then after that, he hit me up a week later and he's like, so you want to record it? And I said, yeah. Cool. Can you come this week? I said, yeah. So the week after he sent me the beat, I was already at a studio recording, and we recorded True Lies. True Lies, which is on the album right there. I believe it's number 10.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Or number 9.
It started first as a collab,
number 9.
And then it just developed into a full length project. It's crazy.
So you thought you were just doing one track?
One track.
Yeah, but I was like, you know what? I could tell from first meeting her and officially meeting her at the studio. I was like, you know what? I could tell your level of professionalism, and you're willing to take direction and actually be open-minded to really evolve your whole approach to it.
Yeah. I
was like, let's see what an album could do. And I was like, don't even stress about dough. I'm blessed to have my stew and do what I do already. So I was like, why not? We got the canvas. Feel free to paint and let's see what comes out.
That's dope. So how was that connection and just working together? Because obviously you 3 months you put together a whole album. So obviously there had to be a good connection there to be able to knock that out that quick.
Well, yeah, so we did True Lies.
Yeah.
And then that's when you decided to do the album.
Yeah.
You asked me, and then that's when we had our official first album session, and that's when I did the 3 songs.
Very true.
Okay.
That was when we had decided to do the album. I went to a studio again the second time, and that's when I recorded 3 songs that night. And after that, it was like, let's keep going.
It just came natural. You know what I mean? I just knew. I really, whenever I work with somebody, man, I really do my homework. And even though she only had like 1 track on SoundCloud and the EP, I was like, just seeing, okay, what are they really bringing to the table?
Yeah.
It's to me, it's more than just beats and rhymes. There's a science to it. You know what I mean? From the vocal sides to conceptually to delivery, flow, and everything in between. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put together like 20, 30 some beats, and I think the first 5 or 6 ended up being on her album. Like right away, I just have this keen sense of knowing to make that blend make sense, because that's one thing that people forget, that is music is your voice is just as much as an instrument as the production, right? So the blend's got to make sense. So I knew I had something that was gonna really complement what she was doing.
That's dope.
Yeah,
that's dope.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
So tell us your background a little bit. You talked about executive producing and you're an artist. Just give us a little quick history of Destruct.
Yeah, man. Well, I've been spitting since I was 6. That's 94. I blame the Rugrats commercial that Chris Cross did that changed my life. So
That's great.
Yeah, I started beatboxing and MCing ever since then. And it went from school projects to talent shows to jumping on the scene when I wasn't even 18 yet. It was late 07. And just never looked back since, man. I've just been grinding. I've been blessed to just release my 31st project. I got almost as much albums as my age, so it just feels blessed. Now we traveling. Executive producing was something I never expected to do, but being around so many amazing and MCs and singers and you know, just producers in general and engineers, it kind of just messed up my whole hearing and approach and nothing. I never could listen to music the same. And I think that translated to me having a better understanding of how to go about compositions and recording in general. Yeah. And got me a little $60 mic and some old Pro Tools. My boy came through with the inbox. Now we're using the same mics you're using, the Shure SM7.
Okay,
right?
Dope, yeah.
Classic off the Pro Tools. And you know, it's not what you use, but how you use it, right?
Definitely.
And you know, I take pride and passion in everything I do. And I mean, how can I not be inspired working with people like Silva and Gold? It makes me definitely sharpen my tools and just gets me more excited on just what I'm doing. But yeah, man, mom's from Brazil, dad's from Chile. So I got a crazy background musically, from samba to rock and Espanol, a whole bunch of things before even hip hop came into the picture. And yeah, a decade plus, man. I've been blessed to work with some of the greats. I got to work with Sean Price before he passed. Did some stuff with Blue, Exile, Kev Brown, Grammy Award winner Syra, who got a Grammy with Skrillex. I think Bangarang was the track. So just a wide array of people that I've been blessed to just work. Me and SilvanGOLD just did a track with Scarab from Living Legends. So we got that on this EP we're doing with Mocha Only, you know, another legend from Canada. So it's just crazy to see this organic movement, you know, develop into something that really just came from me listening to a cartoon and a rap on a commercial. And there's a reason why it says nothing without music on my arm, nada sin música in Portuguese, because, you know, really that's it gave me more than just a way of coping. It really is my purpose in life. You know what I'm saying? My livelihood is music. To me is so much more than any financial gain. It really just, it gave me a reason to be here. And I couldn't think of another more constructive and therapeutic form of expression than music. And I'm blessed to, you know, have that, you know, pass on to other artists like SilvanGOLD. And here we are, man. And I know talk is cheap. We let the music speak for itself.
Oh, definitely, man.
We just want to make something timeless. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know you said you got 2 decades in this, so I'm right behind you, fam. Yeah. So there's something in us that drives this hunger, right? Some crazy 100%. That we can't even put into words sometimes, right? So that's really what it boils down to.
Talk about putting things into words. You would put battle raps into words and destroy people. So talk about your battle rap real quick.
Battle rap history.
Battle rap days was crazy, man. I remember one night, I battled a lot of OGs, man. You know, I think it was Dumbfounded, Satire, Lyric Flip. I was really diving into the whole Project Blow scene, which is like, you know, the first longest running open mic scene in you know, the LA underground community. And I think Joel Ortiz and Prince Poe were the judges. And I remember, you know, taking a couple titles, you know what I mean, before things got a little sour and biased and whatnot, you know, to say the least. I even dabbled into the whole writing thing. You know, now battle rap has changed. It's into
way different.
Yeah,
way different.
It ain't just put a beat on right off the top. Your mama this, your mama that. Now it's like, oh, I'm gonna see you a month later.
Yeah.
Let me write a whole life story about you. And I dabbled into that, but it wasn't my passion. I think what it is you know,
and a lot of battle rappers that I've noticed, like some of the best battle rappers, don't make good music.
They don't, because it takes a lot out of you, man. You gotta have focus on one or the other. And to me, it's like, I got no problem wearing different hats and being a jack of all trades. But when it came to battle rapping, I think what it was is being so like I don't want to say misunderstood, but when you give your all, and if it's biased, whether if it's the judges or the crowds, it kind of throws you off. It's like, man, I'm putting my all into this and I'm not even getting what's deserved. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep focusing on what made me truly happy and what's the most beneficial to me, which is music. You know what I mean? I just think it's just so much more positive than just coming up with the best smack talking towards somebody. You know what I mean? So, you know, it was fun. Don't get me wrong. And if someone wanted to come up and do it on the spot, I might just be tempted to. But I'm not going to take my time. Even when there's a lot of petty rappers and online computer thugging, to say the least, that want to come at me. And it's like, you know what, man, that's cool. But that's not where my driving focus is at, man. You know what I mean?
So listen, if you're 5 minutes away, you want to come here, he'll battle you right now.
He will.
Just come to the studio. He will battle you right now.
He will.
It's, you know, it's your funeral, but anyway.
I like the confidence though. But he has titles, so don't mess with him.
Yeah.
He does. I want to play a video. We're going to play Lessons.
Yes.
So this is a video, and then you can do a live performance in the studio, and then it's almost 6.
Yes.
So I know you got to get going.
Wait, okay, so Lessons is a song that's in the album, Gaby Guerrero LP, that was executive produced by Destruct. That's the one that took 3 months. That's the one, and I love this video because my nephews are in it. You know, they make a cameo, and I love it. And that this song talks about it's basically like a biography. I'm talking about from childhood to adulthood, and I mention all kinds of deep stuff. So that's that song, and then I'm gonna perform a new single. So
okay.
Yeah, we'll leave that.
Single. All right.
Yeah.
So here is Lessons off the LP, the full album, right here. Speak Life Radio.
past and I apply it. I'm open-minded, but there's a limit, this I can't deny it. Some type of firmness is required, this I recognize. Careful to balance knowledge I allow inside. Testing everything like 1 Thessalonians 5. Giving ears to my parents and my friends alike. And so I take a magnifying glass to mama's brain. Dissect her pain, asking her how the 6 of us came. Devoting equal time to Pops because it's fair. Sits in his chair as he's recounting his despair. Looking at the ceiling, holding back the tear and wondering if all the years of so-called healing he has not completed. But all I can do is tap his shoulder, tell him it's okay. Thanking him verbally for the human that he create. Sometimes I'm mediocre, but at least I can convey my feelings with words that he encouraged I display. Playing me music, paying for music classes. I was drawn to hip-hop, the beat was sweeter than molasses. Friends playing in sync, Pop was turning them to asses. Admiring those blondies, bunch of donkeys in my classes. That boom bap beat, allowing me to overpass him. Growing funky, even as I acquired glasses. I was nerdy, but with swagger I was possessing. Jordans in my feet, almost too cool, wasn't advancing. Almost too cool, wasn't advancing. I'm from HP, 1.3 grade point average. Eventually graduated and went to college now. As an adult now, early trophy, but I'm not caring. From the anxiety of my destiny, not knowing the clock is ticking. My mama asking about the milky white hair in between my black strands. It's a rare occurrence, but it reminds me of the time and how it's minimizing how I'm gonna die. So I decide to ignite Femo's life through writing. I refuse to hold back anymore and inform about the power inside of us that we store. Making mountain moves, splitting seas apart. College so-called privilege of blaming my lady parts. But if I reject when you have power, then I'm through. All because I reject the offer of dating you. All because I reject you showering me with loot. And all because I told you let's keep this professional. Let's keep this professional. Professional. Let's keep this professional.
Yo, that is Lessons. Silver and Gold right here. Speak Life Radio. That was dope, man. Who did the video? You guys shoot the video? Who shot that?
My friend Polaris Castillo. He shot that video, and he actually shot the video for my brand new single. Actually, that came out a month ago.
Dope. Well, the video looked really dope. So
we're repping the hometown.
Yeah, that was dope.
You know, it's crazy. Just a fun fact. You know, I'm sure you remember in the creation of her first EP, she wasn't very heavy on the hook side of things. So I kind of had to help her break down the importance of how hooks are. I mean, you could doom things out.
I'm getting better at
do
that.
one verse, and there were times where she was unsure about it.
We talked about that in the studio, too.
Right? It's pretty important.
Yeah.
It's pretty important, right? There were times where she didn't even want to do a beat, and I was like, hold on, I'll give you a classic hook. Just come right. So with this one, she didn't have a hook in mind. I was like, you know what? Don't even trip. Let's take certain lines, and I'll be like, you know what did you say in the second verse? I'm from HP, and I literally just like demonstrate and give her a fake scratch, and then had the homie Swift come through and kill it. And shout out to Figa Braslovic, amazing producer from Germany, who did a lot of the production on her debut as well as the next record, who's an amazing producer from Germany, killing it. So, and Polaris as well, man, marking it on the visuals. It's a family affair. So
you know? That's the hook, the scratches, and I'm sampling myself.
That sounded dope. I liked it a lot. I think the video in the song just matched. Really dope visuals.
Bless you.
All right, I know you got a show coming up, so we got to get you out of here. But you want to do a live performance right now of a new track, right?
Awesome. If you're in Las Vegas, the Jungle LV, I go on at 8 o'clock to perform. Just have to plug that in real quick.
Plug it for sure.
Yes, I actually have.
I would be there if I didn't have a UFC watch party coming.
No worries. UFC's fun. Next time. What was I gonna tell you? Yes, I have a brand new single that just came out a month ago. I haven't had a single out since last summer. So it's a single, which means that it's probably gonna be part of an album.
Hey,
so
there we go.
Look out for the second album. This is my first single off that one. You heard it here first.
What's the name of this track?
The name of the song is Warnia.
Warnia.
You have the music.
Here we go.
Let's
here. Speak Life Radio.
Yo. Gorilla Cross Radio. Shout out Quan. Yo, this is Silver and Gold. Yo. This song is just about me, you know what I'm saying? So, as you hear me perform it, just feel it. Yo.
Thug life.
Yo, plain Jane times 10, smile was so intense. I draw them in with dimples in my curvature. A baby face so innocent, they think, but then the beat begins. Tough drum, no fragile spit, they listen in and then transcend. Wonder if I'm heaven sent, then walk away and then forget. Plastic make them all deflect, now I can't relate. An old head with no relevance, my toxic trait. I'm a boom bap kid, it can be frustrating, but I cannot blend. But yo, maybe if I wear less clothes and rock a sexy pose and twerk a little on the camera so you buy my poems and blame it on this female freedom. But you know we knowin' that your action's a product of what you're so beholden. Only want my words to hold them. Listen close so I can show you things on parallel so you question the way you thought before to see. I don't mess with the false bet, regardless of your sex. Hold all pretenders to the same merit. Anything that you like, a simple formula, but I'll remain true to mine. I got to warn ya. Anything that you like, a simple formula, remain true to mine. Yeah. Maybe I was born for such a time as this. Like Queen Esther's story, problematic, but like her, I flip the script. I turn the curse into a gift. I'm saving all the chicks that think they gotta get masqueraded. Love themselves instead, cause F what they think. I get what God thinks, my mom thinks, my dad thinks, and that's it. I am girl next door, but I'm less is more. I'm the phone call in crisis, cause the cops ignore. I'm extreme, shame, healed, disgrace disappeared. That hook from mom that makes everything real. You can count on this the way you count on hip-hop. Real hip-hop, sing it for the close and let the rhythm rock. Anything that you like, a simple formula, but I'll remain true to mine. I got to warn ya. Anything that you like, a simple formula, but I'll remain true to mine. I got to warn ya.
Hey, there we go. Right here, brand new track.
Brand new track, video out now on YouTube.
Ooh, and that's the edited version.
That was the edited version.
I didn't throw you off. I was making sure we edited
really
that.
got in there.
I heard him jump your ad libs on there. But listen, I'm glad you came, to the studio. I'm mad that we don't have more time.
Don't trip. This is only the beginning.
Listen,
Juan,
you got to come out here a lot more.
I'm going to come out here a lot more.
Everything's open back up now, so, the world is open for now. They'll come up with something else. They'll create something.
Fingers crossed, man.
The new variants and all that stuff. But listen, I appreciate it. If you guys are in Vegas, make sure you check it out. Give the address once again.
The address is, I believe, is 930 South 3rd Street in the Art District. The name of the place is the Jungle LV.
City Slickers Art Tour.
City Slickers Art Tour. I'm blessed to be a part of the tour. Shout out to Kinos for inviting me to tour with him and inviting Destruct to tour with him. I'm so grateful.
And in case they miss us, we got San Diego, LA, and New York next.
Brooklyn, too.
We got a couple festivals, too, but give them the website, girl.
SILVANDGOLD.com.
Hey.
I have the links to everything. I have my music. I have the videos. I have even the dates for my tour, and I got merchandise.
Hey,
got the song Without a Hook.
That's dope.
And the song Without a Hook. Oh, by the way, I got a shirt for you, Quan.
I was just gonna ask that.
I got it. It's in the car.
I was just gonna ask.
Show on the back real quick. Gotta represent. Bam.
Dope.
With the classic old English letters.
Dope. I'll wear that for sure.
That's my name. Don't wear it out.
Hey.
Actually, you can say my name a lot. Anyway, but yes, thank you, Quan, for having me. SILVANDGOLD.com, SILVANDGOLD.com.
Dude, Destruct finally meeting you is nice. So
pleasure, fam.
Appreciate it.
We'll be back, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. And
for
good
sure.
luck tonight. Sorry I can't be there.
Don't
but
trip,
UFC
Mark.
call.
I mean, Quan. Don't trip.
Go McGregor.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I love UFC, so.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
I would
Sorry you
love
guys
to
can't
watch.
watch it. But
Don't
if you guys
trip.
get done early, come up.
For sure.
Not really. There's probably going to be an after party.
Probably.
And I've never been to an after party from the tour because we always have something to do after. So I'm excited to actually attend an after party.
Oh, we in Vegas.
There you go.
We're about to get our Fear and Loathing on low key now.
It's probably going to be, 7 in the morning before you're done.
Yeah.
8.
I like to sleep at a reasonable hour. You'd be surprised.
I'm more than night out. Yeah, I'm more than night out.
Okay. Thank you for having me.
All right, we will be back on Tuesday. Make sure you guys tune in. Speak Life Radio every Tuesday, 8 p.m. West Coast time. That's our regular time. So make sure you check us out.
Hey.
We're out. Peace.
Peace.